Inside the Magic, covering Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Universal Studios, and more.
Buddy, that means let's go! Jambo, everyone! Jambo means hello in Swahili. My name is Lowell, and I'll be your safari driver for the next 2 weeks. Now, while we're out here in the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, I ask that you please remain seated at all times. As you can probably tell, the road is really bumpy. For the same reason, hang on tight to any cameras, possessions, and children, as I'm not allowed to stop for anything that goes overboard. Oh, and please don't lean out the windows. A lot of these plants have sharp thorns, and I can't have anyone getting stuck. On our right-hand side is an okapi, and on our left-hand side, the tan animals are greater kudu, and the brown animals are bongo. Both bongo and greater kudu are two different species of antelope. There's some saddle-billed storks on our right as well. They're the black and white birds. They stand 5 feet tall with a 9-foot wingspan. Now, okapi are the only living relative of the giraffe. They have a very similar bone and body structure to a giraffe, minus the long neck. And just like a giraffe, okapi have a long, prehensile tongue. Despite their striped legs, they're actually not related to the zebra at all. Way up on the hill on our left-hand side is a black rhino. Now, black rhino are the smaller rhino species. They weigh about 3,000 pounds. Although they have no natural predators, they've been hunted almost to extinction for their horns. This is because some people believe rhino horns have mystical healing properties, which they don't. Rhino horns are actually made of the same material as our fingernails, which is called keratin. There's really nothing special about it. We are now entering the territory of the most dangerous land animal in all of Africa. It's the most dangerous land animal in the world, actually. Anyone care to guess? It's the hippopotamus. Hippopotamus weigh 5,000 pounds. They can run 20 miles per hour. Their teeth are 18 inches long and razor sharp. Hippo are both fierce and territorial. But don't worry, we're very safe in this big truck. And there's a whole bloat of hippo on our left. A bloat means a group of hippo. Now those birds there are pink-backed pelican, named for the bright pink coloration that they get during their mating season. You can see some hippos sleeping in the water here on our left. Hippo can hold their breath underwater for 8 minutes at a time. The hippo don't swim. They walk along the bottom of the river. And sometimes you can hear hippo making a deep, throaty, chuckling noise, which is called a wheeze honk. Everyone, please remain seated here. These are Nile crocodile on our left. Nile crocodile are the largest species of crocodile in all of Africa. They get about 16 feet long. While their diet consists mostly of fish, they'll attack almost anything that gets too close. Even bigger animals like zebra if they happen to stray into the water. Now, crocodiles have extremely powerful jaw closing muscles, but their jaw opening muscles are actually pretty weak. Even a human is perfectly capable of holding a crocodile's mouth closed. Not that I would recommend trying that, mind you. On our right-hand side is a baobab tree. Baobab means upside down, named for the fact that its branches are leafless for about 9 months of the year, which makes them look like long, skyward-facing roots. And we are now entering the Savannah. A grassland that extends hundreds of miles across Central Africa. There are plenty of Maasai giraffe coming up on our right, including a couple baby giraffe. Those baby giraffe are about half a year old or younger, and they stand about 6 or 7 feet tall.
Over here. Want to run over here and look at
Maasai giraffe are named after the Masai Mara region of Africa, where they hail from. But they have messy-looking spot patterns, which is how I remember it. You know, messy sounds kind of like Maasai. Whereas reticulated giraffe spots have straight edges to them, like geometric shapes.
The ants made those. Those tall things of blood.
On our left-hand side, if you look in that little cave, are some African painted dogs, also known as African wild dog. And they're the most successful pack hunters in all of Africa. They successfully catch about 80% of the prey they chase. That means they're better hunters than a lion are. On our left-hand side are some Ankoli cattle. Their long horns are hollow and kind of honeycombed on the inside. They're filled with blood vessels that allow them to control their own body temperatures, like having their own built-in air conditioning. You can see more of those giraffe there. So these Maasai are reticulated. Pop quiz. They are Maasai. Now on our right and our left here, these are termite mounds. Termite mounds are as hard as cement, even though they're really just made of clay, mud, dung, and, well, termite spit. Some of the biggest termite mounds could get up to 30 feet high. That's almost as tall as these trees. Now, giraffe only need to sleep for 30 minutes a day, and they can sleep either standing up or sitting down. They almost never sleep lying down, as that would make them way too vulnerable to predators. How about these giraffe? Maasai are reticulated. Come on, guys, these are the first ones I pointed out. They are Maasai. The gray animals there on our right are white, bearded wildebeest, also known as gnu, spelled G and U, named for kind of mooing sound that they make. Now, wildebeest travel in herds of up to 5,000 to 10,000, making them the largest herds of any land animal on Earth.
Look at me.
And at the top of the hill on our right, those little golden animals with the white bellies are Springbok. Now, Springbok are named for their ability to spring or leap high into the air. They can jump about 6 feet vertically or leap 13 feet horizontally. And they're one of the top 10 fastest animals in the world. Those little guys can run 50 miles per hour. Remember earlier when I mentioned long thorns? Some of the thorns around here are the lengths of your fingers. Check out this bush on our left. On our right-hand side are some bull elephants. Now you can tell these elephants are bulls, males, just because there's only 2 of them. The male elephants spend most of their lives either alone or in little bachelor groups. They only ever return to the herd in order to mate. So whenever you see a large herd of elephants, you're almost always looking at females and children. Now, the average African elephant weighs about 13,000 pounds. And they have more muscles in their trunks than we humans have in our entire bodies. They're not born knowing how to use their trunks, though. Elephants have to learn how to use them. Kind of like how we humans have to learn how to walk and talk. Don't mind that creaking noise. The creaking is probably normal. There we go, see? Nothing to worry about. I wasn't internally screaming at all. Oh, looks like we just arrived at the red clay pits. Check out those big gash marks on our right. You see those? Those are tusk marks. Elephants, like this one on our left, will sometimes eat clay. Now, I know that sounds strange, but clay actually contains a lot of minerals and nutrients in it that elephants don't ordinarily get from a diet of plants. So to an elephant, eating clay is a little like eating a vitamin to a human. Elephants are a matriarchy. That means they're ruled by a dominant female. It is all of the thinking and decision-making for the herd. She is known as the matriarch. And she is usually the oldest and the wisest of the elephants. Not necessarily the biggest. There's a little baby elephant on our left-hand side. She weighs about 1,500 pounds. She is 2 years old. And she is cute as a button. See how those elephants' backs are covered in mud? That's because elephants actually have very sensitive skin. They can get sunburns just like we humans can. So they use clay and mud, a little like sunblock, to help keep them from getting burns. Ahead of us are some greater flamingo. Greater flamingo are the lightest pink out of all the flamingo species. They get their pink color from a protein called beta-carotene, which is found in the shrimp that they eat. And whenever you see a flamingo standing on one leg, they're just giving the other leg a break. Flamingo are very light birds. They only need to stand on one leg at a time. They can even sleep that way. On our left, you can see the wardens confiscated some horns, tusks, and ivory. It's a sad truth here in Africa that as many as 96 elephants are killed on average by poachers every day. That's a white rhino. They're the larger rhino species. White rhino weigh about 5,000 pounds. They can charge 35 miles per hour. And their skin is 2 inches thick, like body armor. Although rhino have very poor eyesight, they actually have an extremely keen sense of hearing and smell. But they can't see much further than about 30 feet. There's another white rhino napping on our right-hand side. The 2 rhino we've passed so far are females. I think there's a cheetah on our left. Oh yeah, there's 2 of them. There are 2 cheetahs sunbathing on our left-hand side. Now, cheetah are the fastest land animals in the world, capable of running at 60 miles per hour. They're only sprinters, though, so they can't maintain the top speed very long before they have to stop and take a break. And this big rock formation up ahead of us is called a kopie. Kopie rocks make favorite hangouts to big predators that like to use them to survey the savannah in search of prey. Now, lions spend about 16 to 18 hours of every day either sleeping or resting. They do most of their hunting at night, where they see 6 times better than a human, so we might not see any. But on our right-hand side is a white rhino. Yeah, there's 2 of them together there. And on our... I think I'm looking at a lion on our left. It's hard to tell with the tall grass. Let's get a little closer. Yeah, that's a lion. A lion, or contrary to popular belief, it is the female lion that do most of the hunting. Male lion usually just stay at home and guard the cubs. They're stay-at-home dads. Ahead of us, these little brown animals coming up on our right are bondabok. They're a little type of antelope. There was a time where there were only 17 bondabok left in the whole world. They were nearly wiped out for their meat. But those remaining 17 were rescued and moved on to reserves like this one, where their population has been making a slow comeback ever since. There's a rhino wandering over. She's actually one of the same rhino we were looking at a minute ago. She just took a shortcut through the tree line. I recognize her by her horns. Rhino horns all grow out pretty differently, so if you're used to seeing a rhino, you can identify them pretty quickly. Did you know black rhino and white rhino are the same skin color? Doesn't that just make you mad? They're both gray. White rhino actually get their name from a mispronunciation of the Afrikaans word bite, which means wide-lipped. So actually, they're the wide-lipped rhino. On our far right-hand side, that white animal is a scimitar horned oryx. Scimitar horned oryx's long, backward-facing horns help to discourage predators from jumping onto its back. And oryx are actually extinct in the wild. Or they were, right up until about 2016, when an effort was made to repopulate them, using only the oryx that were surviving in the zoos. Now there are as many as 1,000 oryx alive today, which is great, but still not a lot. As a matter of fact, most of the animals we saw here today are either threatened or some level of endangered. Even animals like hippopotamus, giraffe, and lion might not even make it through the next decade. But don't despair. There's still a lot being done to try and save these animals before it's too late. Here at the Disney Wildlife Conservation Fund, for example, we're trying to save populations of elephant, rhino, cheetah, giraffe, and many more. If you'd like to donate to the Disney Wildlife Conservation Fund, you can donate at any merchandise location you encounter here today. And Disney will match your donation. So if you give $1, Disney gives $1. If you give $2, Disney gives $2, and so on. And it's entirely non-profit. But everyone, it seems our 2-week safari has reached its end. If you're in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye. So instead, I'd like to leave you all with Wa Harina, which means no